All right, I want to talk a little bit about relational, that God is relational, righteous, that God is righteous. I also want to talk about ruler, that God is ruler. These are the three characteristics of God. What I'd like for you to do is think about what would it be like to have a God who is relational, but not a ruler. A God who is relational and righteous, but not a ruler. So this would be a God who is in control of nothing and can determine nothing, but loves you and is a friend of yours, and is without blame. Now think about kind of those people who kind of pose as Christians. They do the actions, but they don't have the heart for it. And so they do all the right actions. You could think of the Sadducees and the Pharisees. They hold the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law. And so a relational, righteous God who is not a ruler is unable to do anything. So though that God cares deeply about your circumstances, that God can do nothing for you. Now let's think about a God who is righteous and a ruler, but not relational. That kind of a God would be holy and separate and different from us, and also in charge of everything. And so it'd be like having a coach or a principal or a parent who has such a high expectation for you, but will not show you how to do it, will not meet you halfway, and really doesn't care about your circumstances. Let's think about a God who is relational and a ruler, but not righteous. This is a God who doesn't feel confined by expectations of goodness, holiness, or compassion. So God is a friend of yours, and God is in charge of everything. But God does not feel like he has to play fair with you. That kind of a God is not one that I would want to hang around. You would never know what rules that God is playing by. So I think we've looked really good at the different characteristics of God. I'd like for you always to think, when we're talking about particular cultures' expectations about God, are they biblical expectations? Do they establish that the God they're talking about is a God who is relational, a God who is righteous, and a God who is a ruler? Thanks a lot. Look forward to seeing you in class.